Morning, folks. That humming sound is the AC unit. Blah. It is 6:40 a.m. Monday, May 15th, 2017. Blah. What year? Hello. 6:41. Self, fortitude, intuition. 640,046 complete fortitude relative to intuition, which is the sum of all your metaphysical abilities, and then one is about yourself. It's my little message in there is the complete, stay strong, complete what I'm doing with this new DNA thing. That's a 640, and the 641 is 146, and that's myself finishing what I'm doing with this DNA stuff. I had to crank myself up first. Myself out of the body, floating around. It's part of me. When I would get in an argument with it, I go to grab it and hit it with some energy, tell it to stop. And I hurt myself. Want to feel stupid? You see, folks, things are nothing like what you've been told. There's other parts of me, small parts that are broken off, and they have my power level, excuse me, but they're only very small little pieces. It's like raindrops going up to a big cloud. They're not going to hurt the cloud. They can. It's not that they want to. They don't. But they're trying to help, and all they're doing is hindering. And it's just, I said a long time ago, years ago, that as energy gets bigger, it's more of a problem when it gets to a certain size. It starts releasing stuff. And then you have another group of small beings that are like yourself. It was part of you. And they don't understand. They haven't had the time. So that's why I was saying being super large is not really a good thing. When we grow naturally, softly, that's how this works the best. That helps your spirit maintain cohesion as you develop and become more of your true self. Everybody wanted to go back into bodies to have lives as soon as they forgot all the torture they were going through. For that one reason, to get bigger, stronger, they were coaxed into it by the original first being male and female. And then being fed arrogance on top of that, you build up those abuse frequencies, and then you also start living the wrong way. And that's the issue, fixing creation right now. Everything's been like that on the other side. What was causing it? Gone, dead, deleted, history, no mas. The fini. But now we still have a big mess to clean up, and we will. It'll be easy enough. Doesn't happen overnight. The only way it happens real fast if this third dimension is collapsed. Everything in body dies. The bodies, they just literally collapse into nothing. Excuse me. This is about the new DNA crank-ups, this information. Because of the way creation has existed, what it's been, what it is, and what we're changing it, it still is. You think you can change everyone's mind about things when they've been like this for... Alright, people have been having lives. It started with Lily and I 10.846 trillion lives ago. with an average of 237 years per life, and about 26 point something, just say 26 years in between. So that number comes out to, I don't know how many thousand trillion. Yeah, the amount of years having lives, and then the 26.3 or something, whatever, 26 years in between lives. Put that together, that's how long, the way we read time here on this planet. Time is the same everywhere, it's how you read it. A foot, if you get a stick, you break it off in measurements. The different countries that use different types of measurement are going to have different numbers and stuff, but that stick is still that stick, okay? That's the way time is. Oh, time doesn't exist there. Sure as hell does. Hello. Time exists everywhere, even in the first dimension. I know sometimes when I talk like that, it seems belittling to people. I'm not. I say that literally towards those few people that are so stuck on an improper thought process that they might stop and take a look at what they're doing. Most of them don't. They get mad, and there's so few of them anyway. This is for them. It's for everyone. Creation was made to be arrogant. This new DNA work, now this is important for those people getting the DNA work. These brains are unique. The brains that are in the bodies here on this planet are unique. We've had the Adamic race here 5 times. I've always been the first one to pop in as a red atom. And I'd come here as myself, and I'd make my own body from the planet. And then Tiger Lily, a big part of Lily, the second focal point, she came in, and she'd just follow suit. I'd be here first. It's my job. Come first, establish, what's going on, establish my own perimeter, protect her. Anyway, and then you had all these other folks from other planets, I was going to say countries, from other planets coming in and settling, colonizing. And then eventually, over time, they would be blending in with the Adamics. The Adamic race, literally, each time came from Source. So, were they strong? Oh, yes. They had 12 plus strand DNA. They had abilities that, the first Adamics that came in, because we made our own bodies, we had abilities other folks don't. Telepathy and stuff like that, of course, is normal, but telekinesis, yeah, big time. As time went on, the Adamics were like the breeders that would literally start filling up the planet with life. And then some of the other folks here would also, that came from other planets, would also mix, mixed marriage, whatever. There were children born that were Adamic plus their other race. And then that would filter down through everything, and that's why the DNA in the bodies from this planet are so adept to absorbing other DNA and bonding with it. We're like the 4th strongest planet for that in creation, in this 3rd dimension. Now back to the this DNA thing. The DNA I.C.U.C, intensive crank-up consult. There was a race. There is a race of human type beings, Homo sapiens, whatever. Their race is a little over 1 trillion decades old. It's a bit over. And I forget, I'm talking about big numbers there. They grew to be very arrogant. They were made that way. I don't mean by their DNA, I mean they were taught to be that way. Groomed, manipulated to be that way by the original first being male and female. Original first being male and female instigated a ton of fear. And then manipulated little things here and there using their servants, called angels, the first ones. And that produced the situation which has become to be known as praise. These DNA consults I'm doing, because arrogance is so prevalent in our society, we've been made to be like that. Someone gets this and they get arrogant, they're going to be told in their head, they're going to be shown, stop it. If you continue to pursue this, you will be shut down. I don't mean killed or something. I mean your development will be shut down. It happens through the field. Nobody. And the consult is a consult, and the energy work is quote unquote free. I realize you're paying a lot of money. This is a gift though, okay? None of us are any better than anyone else, and it starts right here with me. I'm proud to call myself the janitor. Hell, I got a big mop and a baseball bat. I'm no better than nothing, don't want to be. And as long as you maintain your integrity and your understanding of self and the value of everything else in creation, you're just going to keep growing. You'll see it and see it. You'll keep getting stronger anyway. But as all of you know, when all the people that have been cranked up, there's only a few that there was any problem with, but they get little nuts and then they get stupid. I've had a few family members I literally went into and pulled all the frequencies out of them that was anything but soul. They can't do anything anymore, and they'll stay like that until it's time to talk to them on the other side in person. Then what'll happen will happen. Some of them, a lot of these source children are gone, but there'll be more leaving. No one is going to take this spiritual movement and make it their own, because it's not. It's not mine. I'm making a lot of stuff happen. I'm changing things. I don't own it. That's like saying you own creation. You own the right to literally turn it into what you want. Make it your own. Have it serve you. No. Protect it and make sure it can stay free to grow on its own while just giving it guidelines. Yeah. Yeah, that's being done. But not to be about anything or anyone except the individuals separately and together as a family, both. But we have to, the number one importance is everyone and everything. That's what it's about. In a way, I'm lucky because of what I am, who I am. Really more like a what. But then there's a lot of things that there's a lot of reasons why somebody wouldn't be lucky to be me. When I first started waking up and people were strong and they could see stuff happening around me, that, you know, I got a lot of new friends. I'm proud to say I have thousands of friends. But they said, Jay, you can pay me $100 million to be you. That's because of all the fighting that was going on. But see, what matters is your development, not just in this life, in this body. It's the real you, as spirit, sentient energy, your development to become, at a proper pace, in a smooth way, who you really are, and develop into more of that. That's what this is about. That's where we're going. So you can be you, unfettered by the abuse of something else that wants praise and everything else, something else that was sick. What matters is that we're here. Things have changed and we'll move forward. And anybody starts trying to beat on stuff and put it down, it'll be dealt with. And then that big hammer just disappears. It's in the field everywhere. So anyway, so those of you that are getting it, and I'm not advertising this, and this is important for me to say this, the last consult will be held on June 4th. June 5th is no more. The way things stand now on the other side, I won't have a lot more time after that. That could change tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't told people I was leaving before because I was making something up. It was literally in a timeline. One of my doctors and I have a running joke about what he knows my condition, but he smiles, he looks at me, he goes, man, I don't understand, you look so you look so healthy compared to what you are. And he just smiles, and you know, it's a running joke. I won't really fade away physically until I'm a week or two away from going, and even then I won't look too bad. A lot of people have noticed when you get cranked up, the regular crank up, excuse me, they've noticed that they start actually looking younger. Sometimes your eyes get all black and blue, and some actually black and blue, and it's like, what the hell? And then it might be a couple of days, it might be a week later, all of a sudden you look 10, 20 years younger. Sometimes it has put women back into a cycle they were happy to leave. I've heard about that too. Not often, but it has happened. Anyway, while I'm still in body, I can do this when I'm in body, this DNA change thing. This takes too much energy for anyone else, and any of the other source people, to be able to really manipulate. They were strong on their own. I cranked them up, made them stronger. They have a job to do, they'll be doing it. They can't do this. They can try, they can watch me, but they won't be able to. After I go, things will change. I can only do so much for everybody while I'm stuck in this body, this part of me anyway. Excuse me. See what I want. Oh yeah. From now to June 4th, there's going to be 11 days that I'm doing consults. I'm only going to do 4 a day. Unless someone's never been cranked up before, it's only about half an hour. Okay, 25 minutes. We all know what I'm like with the consults, but these have to be grouped together. I've made an incredible headway in all my paperwork and everything else that had to be done. That's the only reason I can actually do this. and I can only do it that long. Folks, it's weird when your head grows, gets bigger, and you get stronger. You're stronger than you've ever been. Your body's literally dying, falling apart. This liver disease thing has got my gut, so my abdomen opened up so much that it's almost like I'm pregnant. It's funny. I can lose a little weight, but it's still right there. It's frustrating. And yet my DNA's changing again. Of course, you know, it's happening. So there's going to be another batch of kids made from this new DNA. Anyway, as you saw in the last video, put out the young couple. They're gonna have kids, folks. It's kind of obvious none of this stuff is planned. There's one part of that video I was trying to omit, to take it out. I don't know how to do this stuff, so it just went through as it was. It was kind of funny. If nothing else, I hope that shows you that this is just real and unedited. I didn't get any help from the other side to get that edited out, and that's why, the way the other side understands it, you know, some of my own energy, and this is just let it be what it is. Let them understand it's real. There's something else I'm bringing into this. You're going to be seeing energy through a full spectrum camera, in an infrared camera. You're going to be seeing some interesting things in some of these crank ups. Those of you that are getting this DNA upgrade or full crank up, the upgrade is 600. The full crank up with the upgrade, both upgrades actually. I've said before I had nothing else to give. I can't believe that this happened. Okay, it did. But to get if you haven't been cranked up before, then it's 1,200 now. If one of the other family members has cranked you up already, it's $800. I still have to literally crank you up again, but I do it real quick. But I have to do it. Their crank up, fine. You know, like Berju, Paul, the rest of them, Deanna, Siobhan, Eileen, all of them. When they source cranks you up, they crank you up. Okay, it's real. It happens. It doesn't need me in there. Hell, my energy's already in them, boosting them anyway. And when they do stuff through the field, I'm over there helping them. The field isn't as strong as it's going to get yet. I'm still stuck here. Anyway, whatever. But I have the strongest power level there is anywhere. I have to be in there. I can literally crank up a brain, a body, brain, everything, in less than 60 seconds. I take a long time when I do it, so that I can take my time saturating your body. I want to take you through the stages so you feel what it's like. Teach you how to relax, open up. These consults, the I.C.U.C. intensive crank up consultation, folks, it's more than energy work. Damn it, man, I know what I'm doing. I know who I am and why I'm here. I didn't 10 years ago. I do now. My abilities were prevalent ever since I was a kid. I mean, because of what I am, my power level helps me push through these molasses type, tar type bodies. whoop-you-do. I'm not making a big thing about it. I'm saying because of my power level, I was aware, but there's still the understanding part. Learning, seeing, knowing. Every life is different. Every life you have to start over again. That's going to change too with the new bodies. Let's see. All right, so we got the 6, 8, and the 12. It all ends on June 4th, and folks, I understand this is a lot of money, and if you don't have the money, don't do it, please. I'm going to do everything I can for everybody before I leave. Just because someone has a lot of money and someone doesn't have money, it's not fair that they're not taken care of. They will be. This exact same way, no, because that's not fair to the people that spent the money. But taken care of, yes. Folks, the field right now is stronger than it's ever been. The field soon is going to be really intense. Okay, it's not like you can take a knife and cut through it and see the tear in it. No, but it's strong. Some people be running around saying there's no, the veil has lifted, it's gone. We can all see. Well, people are going to see more because they're more awake. And this is another thing. When I first started waking up and using my abilities, I said, crap, this is awesome. I said, this is so cool. I'm going to start using my metaphysical abilities to just do everything in life. Well, that didn't work out too good. Okay, you need your physical senses. But you really need to wait. You have to awaken and learn how to utilize and develop, excuse me, your metaphysical abilities. Add that to your physical abilities. Learn how to put them together and make yourself whole if you want to be all of who you are. You don't have to do anything. You get born, you're born, you're going to die. And if you're in the U.S. and in the middle, the IRS screws you, independent reptilian society. So anyway, this old race I was talking about, their basic DNA structure is kind of where you're being taken. What these beings looked like was very much like the beings from that movie Prometheus. Okay, there were beings like that were the oldest. They are the oldest human race, but there's not even 14% of the race left. They got really stupid. They physically attacked me with a ship. And what I am outside of the body, just went after all of them. All of them that were nice, you know, salvageable, they're still there. The others, they don't exist anymore. There are forces at work. They talk about great God, creation and everything. No, there's no God. If there was this wonderful, perfect, loving God, what the hell's going on with all this crap you live in every day? If something can create a universe, okay? If something can physically create a universe, it's that powerful to take many small pieces of heavy particulate matter and turn them into planets, stars, and stuff like that. Separate its own different frequencies and put different types of energy, spirit, excuse me, into the different material. If something could do that and help make these bodies and everything else, if it could do and control it, this main thing is controlling it. If they could do that, why would you have disease? Why would you have fleas and ticks and mosquitoes? Why would you be would some parents be burying their children? I mean, why would you have war? Why, you know, come on. It's simple. If something can do that and you're praising it, why? Why? Number one, they're dead. They're gone. They don't even exist anymore. Not a zip. And number two, why would you want to do that anyway? All creation's equal. Nothing's any better than you, and you're not any better than anyone else. And that starts with me. We're family. And there's an old saying about, before you judge someone else, try walking in his shoes. Meaning, try to be someone else. As we get closer to each other and become friends, and we learn to have care and compassion for them, we begin to understand a lot more about ourselves. We begin to understand a lot more about them and what they go through. And that usually brings out the best of who we are inside when we're honest with ourselves and look at them with an open mind. I mean, excuse me if I'm wrong, but isn't that a cool end game? The closer I come to leaving, the more I'm seeing excuse me, all kinds of stuff on the other side. The more I'm seeing of myself, it's I'm not trying to break my arm, pat myself on the back, but even with the level of power that's what I am, I can't see that. None of us can. These bodies there's no such thing as perfect, but if there was, these bodies would be the perfect tools to keep you from ever becoming yourself and using your abilities. Keep you locked up in the body so you can't get out while you're being abused, to make sure that you would be in a body being abused to grow bigger when you come out. We've all been farmed ever since we were kids. When I say kids, young spirit. I've been a farmer many times and never did all this abuse to animals and everything else. When we had cheese or a little milk for the coffee, even coffee, it's because our cow had a calf which we were growing, taking care of, and there was a ton, while that was happening, the cows had to be milked to make sure that to be safe. So that was a gift, a blessing that came from the cow. We celebrated. I'd have people want to come over to get them, to butcher them. I'd sometimes literally start pounding on their face if they didn't leave. I was I did start cutting out my voice on that, because it's like, don't get aggressive. Everything means that much to me, okay? I try to do everything in a vegan way, okay? My creamer, because of what they do on these dairy farms, massive destruction of life. I don't use creamer. My last life, I was in the body of Gandhi. I was a fruitarian. The fruit is what the plant offers and drops. Plants are alive, folks. One other thing. This is well, no, I'll hold off on that. A lot of people out there talk about these celestial beings that they have no bodies, and they're whatever. They have their own little special cute name for it. They have no bodies, yet they have these ships that they use to control, to go travel everywhere. Wrong. There are beings that, the Fae beings, okay? The Fae have Fae bodies. It's energy. They can literally condense their energy to hold a knob or something, but they can't hold it long. There's solid human, and then there's the Fae. There's no evolution of being in between. That's become, you know, this whatever thing they're trying to make. People don't understand. They've seen beings. Sometimes they've had people on other planets have actually seen the Fae come and go, make a body and leave. They're already aware of this stuff. That used to happen down here a long time ago. I'm trying to find the words. Things are going to change. You'll start seeing this happening soon. Okay? When you're spirit, you move without a ship. Okay? You don't need oxygen. You don't eat. You absorb energy. That's the Fae bodies. They absorb energy by, like I've said before, I burn up a lot of energy, always have, while in this physical body. The energy level you have is relative to that, but not on a direct ratio, if that's the right way to try to express this. The bigger the body, the more you're going to need for it, but your energy level, the stronger your energy, usually, the more aggressive you are, and the more kilocalories of energy you burn, so you have to, again, eat more. But you really don't, you really don't, at the end of this discussion where I'm trying to go, you really don't need these physical bodies. I left out, I went from here to there. I'll talk about that more before I go. That's going to be some of the stuff that's in the new book. The Fae, when they make bodies, do they have DNA? The angels, when they make a body, do they have DNA? Do they bleed? The stuff I can think of like that, I'll put in. I put into this personal journal of mine, and then I put the day, and then I add a note to it of an important topic in there, so Deanna has it for when I leave. Deanna's getting stronger. Being around me, you can't help it. Plus, this house is loaded with Essonite, Star Essonite, Dragon Egg, Star Essonite. I just found another Dragon Egg, Star Essonite crystal. I haven't weighed it. I gotta grab it, weigh it. It's somewhere from 80 to 120 pounds. I don't know. I'm weak at this stage, but I used to be very strong. I can barely get it off the ground, and that's it. But that's what tools are for. Anyway, things are changing. Those of you that are here, feel you're here for a job and you're ready to go, this DNA energy work, if you can afford it, is what you need. I can, these 11 days, it's part of me inside my head working on, like I said, I did this to myself first. And then that's from out of the body. I just started seeing everything happening, and feeling it in my head, and okay, and then I went into my head and just did it myself to straighten it out. It's like now when I just went like that, I can't help but actually put energy out, and that part of me's right here, and it's just like taking energy like this, just relax, and of course I am. With me it gets painful. You have no idea who you all really are when you're not in your body. You know, you're not, that body doesn't belong to you. Your spirit, sentient energy. You have no idea the things you can do. Doing this stuff to a body, folks, it ain't easy. Okay, there's still no whoopie-doo-jay, but I'm just telling you. You need to know. You know, some of you need to know. So, and I don't hide from anybody or anything. Anyway, there's something else I wanted to say before this pain kicked in. I'm not able, while I'm in a body, to extend this ability out of myself into the field. So I can't, when the other folks, when the other source members go into you, do crank up and then they release your energy to flow, I can handle that. I can't handle this for the other source members. I can't. So things will change a little bit when I get out of here, but when I get out of here, I got so much I got to do. I've told folks it's 1 to 7 months after I'm gone, after this body's gone. You're going to see some things I've talked about happen. I'm talking things that'll grab your attention quick. It's going to take about 8 days after I'm gone before I can do much of anything, because I'm going to be wrapped up on everything else going on out there. It's settled down a little bit on the other side, but it's still nutty. But at least we have good energy trying to do the right thing, just being kind of stupid about it because they're young little pieces. That needs to be stopped. It's going to be nice to be free again. Anyway, I guess that's all there is. I'm trying to find something important that I need to get out, and I don't. There's a couple small items I skipped over. What the heck if there is? You know, do what I always do, right? You know, turn the thing off and tell you I love you, say goodbye, and then turn it on again. One of the very important things I wanted all of you to understand, I wanted you all to see, is the fact that you are more than what you think you are. To help you learn how to bring that out in yourself, you don't have to be cranked up. Just relax and open up. You get stronger. Crank ups help when you can. Everyone's getting a soft crank up anyway through the field. It's time for change. And change is coming. These wars and stuff that's happening here, folks, is going to stop. Is everybody going to be nice and play together? No. The real bad stuff, that's leaving. People want to promote it. See ya. That doesn't happen overnight, okay? Doesn't work like that without collapsing a whole third dimension, and that ain't going to happen. Getting away from that. There's something hanging off of my head. I'll probably be back in a minute. If not, I'll be talking with you all soon. On these consults, the DNA I.C.U.Cs, I can't extend the time too much. Okay, they're going to be quick, and boom, I got to go. I still have a lot to do. And I am running low on time. So, anyway, I just want to get that stuff out about the consults. The chance of getting a June 4th, it stops, period. Okay, June 4th is the last day. Don't ask for June 5th, it ain't happening. I'm telling you right now, okay? I never thought this consult would happen. I was never aware of it until I showed myself from out of the body. Started waking up, seeing the brain moving after I did it, and what was going on in my brain. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I see the brain as like a cutaway view, meat opening up, developing. But I can do this, and now I have got to the point where I have a little time to squeeze it in, and that's because other important stuff's being handled. Lawyers, accountants, you know, all kinds of legal documents besides that. Doctors, scientists, I mean, doing this work, getting my head work done. Deanna and I both have days we get knocked down. Boom. She's getting strong as hell. All the family members are, but you can't hang around me that long without being polluted with some of this energy non-stop. And then all the stone too, like I said. Our energy goes into the stone gets stronger. It's like a generator. Star Essenite is literally an energy generator because of the fact that Gaia's energy goes into it to boost you. It's already there, but more goes through it. Pretty soon you'll see for yourself through some visual aids, watching energy flow visually through colors, through wide spectrum photography and infrared photography. We use visual aids a lot. Why? Well, we can see something, but you know, if we can't touch it, we can see it. It gets us closer to believing it and being able to understand it. Why is that? Some people look at hieroglyphics and they say, boy, these people were so stupid they couldn't even talk, and they had to use pictures. When there's we're in the 6th age. We went from the 5th age to the 6th age. With the 6th age, without the Earth having to clean itself, that was supposed to turn on its axis, it didn't. Okay, the Arae before it was destroyed, it had already done that, kept that from happening. Did something right. That was the endeavor in its own self-praise, and it's gone anyway. But except for little pieces of it, drops came off a cloud. But we went from being telepathic to not. We were all telepathic 5 times on this planet. And the telepathy just started going away. Our DNA was getting dumbed down. You can thank the Anunnaki race here on this planet, the ones here on this planet, the buttheads, not the actual Anunnaki race itself. I need to correct that immediately. Y'all have no idea how cool the Anunnaki are. They're awesome. Almost every one of you has had a life in an Anunnaki body. But the ones here that are in control of what's going on are buttheads. This, folks, is over 22,000 Anunnaki prisoners here on this planet. And there's a lot of others that are not prisoners. The ones that aren't prisoners, there's a percentage of those that are real jerks. The rest are just good people that are here. You know, good Anunnaki people. And I guess that's it. I better run. Trying something else about the consults. On the consults, I need to try to group them together as much as possible, and that's why the time's going to be short, but also the fact that I have other stuff that's really important I need to do. And these spheres, I don't know, I got well over 20, I don't think quite 30 spheres I got to make now. People are finding out about these spheres, that they actually work, and then their friends find them, you know, touch them and feel, holy crap. So they're getting it. Deanna's going to be making these spheres. My shop that I have behind the house is 22 by 34. It's like a small house. Actually, it is. Gambrel barn. It's got a second story in it that covers more than half the floor space. But that's kind of like a loft for Deanna to relax in. But the bottom is going to be turned, all the stone from in the house and stuff is going to be put out in the shop. So Deanna will have a nice house here. But there's so much, folks, once that stuff goes, there's already stuff in there, stone, but once the shop is finished being gutted, touched up, and then refilled, it's a workshop, tumblers and everything, it's going to be full. It's going to be full. When I made it, the concrete and the floor and everything else, I made it for heavy equipment. I used to build racing engines in it. Anyway, all that stone is cranked up. Once the stone's put in there and the equipment gets put in there, that thing's full. At 22, it's 22 by 34. 22 by 34. All that floor space full with shelves. I don't mean full on the floor, I'm talking shelves, okay? That's how much stone I've been buying. So that when I left, Deanna would have what she needs to get the stone out to people. And we've already sent some stone out to Siobhan. There's another package waiting to go. She's buying some. And some of it I had told her I'd give her. Other source members, family members, are finding the stone because they know how, and then they crank it up. But these spheres, these stones, all these stones, and all the stone here is, I've cranked it up. Deanna will crank it up, put it in the spheres. You're not going to feel too much difference. Whatever I need to do, I'm going to do through the field anyway. It's, you know, it's just me. It's like peekaboo, something, I guess. I don't know. I want to try to be goofy. I just don't feel hot. Anyway, as things change, more and more people are going to understand who they are. They're going to find out the metaphysical side of things is part of reality. The first thing I would like to happen is for all of you to understand that for yourselves. And like I said in the very beginning, people say, what philosophy do you teach? I said, I don't. You go, what? I said, no. I make you stronger so you can become yourself and see things for yourself, and I tell you what's out there and you see for yourself. That always blows people away. It's like, you're not leading us anywhere. No, I'm helping you become yourself. You don't need a leader. You got one. It's you. Anyway, folks, look, love you, man. Have a good one. These spheres, the energy I put in them will help make you stronger. It's not as strong as a regular crank up. It will enhance your energy. Okay, it makes your body stronger. As long as it's near you, it's going to work on you, especially if it's on the bed when you're sleeping. This energy goes in you. It helps you, your DNA and stuff develop. It is not, there's no way you're going to get a DNA I.C.U.C out of a sphere. Okay, stronger, enhancing, yes. The field is already over there softly manipulating your DNA. These spheres is just coming from here. Coming from anyone that's source that builds these spheres, that's not being allowed. That's the word's being allowed to flow because they're not arrogant. It's just gonna, and it's almost all of them. You know, we'll be doing this. They'll be strong. They'll be helping you, and that helps manipulate your DNA. But it's not. It's nothing's going to do what I'm doing here. Okay? So, I'm not trying to push it at all. I'm tired. And all that money goes into this, all of it goes right to Deanna. Her bank account, not mine. So, as we all know, I did that with someone else in 2013, 14, and 15. And she abused it, and she's already paid a good price, but she's going to pay more. She's no longer source. Anyway, enough of that. Folks, love you. Have a good one. Those spheres are really strong. They're incredibly helpful. They make you a lot stronger. But I don't believe in false advertising. So it's not the same thing. And I know they're expensive, but again, remember, they are forever. No batteries, no electricity. Because Gaira's in there, Deanna, I might have said Gaia before. Anyway, because Gaira's in there, she's so strong that when you touch the stone and it's Essenite or star Essenite, she goes in your body and she literally puts her energy, not spirit, energy inside you, and it's so strong it throws your core energy off balance, so she grabs more of your energy outside and pulls it in with her. It's like, massively not overloading but increasing your core energy. With star Essenite, it's over 1,000% every time, unless you're sick or doing some strong drugs, chemicals and crap. I don't mean, basic stuff from the doc. There are some pharmaceutical drugs, if they're really super, super strong, it can knock you down about 900%, which is 9 times. But you're still increasing. And yes, it does help you heal. It's not going to, don't cut yourself with a knife and expect to see it close. It ain't going to happen. And Wolverine's a cool character, but it's not a person. It's not a real living being. So let's never go there. Okay, for yourself. But they are real strong, and that's why I'm that's why I'm making so many of them. But that's the idea. The money from this stuff helps the spiritual movement go forward. You're helping so many people when you spend money at thespiritualfoundation.com. And this stuff's expensive, and it's energized. No stronger energy will you ever find anywhere. It's not a big woo, it just is. I'm doing my job. I'm doing everything I can for you. So anyway, the quality of products are good, as high as I can find, and they're energized, and that's permanent. It stays there permanently. The stones, the necklaces Deanna makes, they take a lot of time. Every stone she puts in there is in her using her abilities, is measured for size and everything else as she builds the necklace. She doesn't have the time to do those, but she's doing them anyway. We're doing all we can. It might be real hard for her to build necklaces later, because she'll be making spheres and stuff after I go. And she's probably going to shut down when I leave for a while, maybe a month, maybe just 2 weeks. I don't know, whatever she wants to do. I'm backing her no matter what. And like the rest of my family, I stand behind them. And if some of them get a little arrogant, I'll shut them down and talk to them. They'll go to make energy, they get nothing. They say, whoa, what's up? And I'll say, hey there, let's bring it down a notch. There are so many people that have so many beautiful souls that have such beautiful heart energy, man. They're going to find themselves stronger than they've ever been. Their energy is going to reach out farther. Why? It goes through the field. They deserve the help. They're going to get it. Change is coming. And it might sound like I'm the one bringing it. Folks, it's really you. I'm just a tool. But a tool to help. Folks, I love you, man. Have a good one.